Hey guys, what is up? My name is Connor, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to code a Minecraft client. So, this is the first episode in this tutorial series, and I thought you guys should know that if you can't set up Minecraft Coder Pack by yourself and have it a working Eclipse workspace, then this tutorial series is probably not for you. You should have at least some Java knowledge, beginner knowledge. Like, I'm not going to be giving you guys Java lessons here, this is just how to code a Minecraft client. So, let us begin. We are going to make a new class, and it is going to be called Client, because that is the name of this client that I'm going to be showing you guys how to code. You can name it whatever you want your client to be named. So, it's going to be in the package, tutorial, or whatever you want to call it. And the name of the class, like I said, is going to be Client for me. You can name it whatever you want. This is the main class of your client. We are going to make a string for the name of the client, and it's going to be known as public string client name equals, I'm going to call it client, like I said, that's the name of this client, and public client, or public int client version equals 1. So right there we have the name of the client and the version of the client. Now we're going to make a method that will be called on the startup of Minecraft, and it'll start up our client. So it's going to be called public void start client. And inside this, we're going to put nothing for now, because there's not really anything to be put inside of there. We're going to make now a singleton instance of our client, and that is going to be called instance. So we're going to do public static final client, or whatever the name of your main class is, equals new client, or whatever the name of your main class is. And I actually forgot to give it a name. Instance. Actually, I'm going to call it the client. So there we go. That's a singleton instance of our client, and that's what we're gonna do. Anytime we need to access anything from this class, we're gonna do client.declient. Whatever we need to access. So now that that is done, we're not going to be really touching this class at all for the rest of the tutorial. So now we're going to set up the base of our module. So we're going to make a new class, and we're going to do tutorial.module. Name the class module, and let us get started. This is going to be the module class, and all modules will extend this class. So we're going to do private string module name, private int module bind. And now we're going to make a new enum in the same package, the same tutorial.module package, and we're going to call this enum category. This is going to be the enum that has all of the categories that our mods can be placed into. So we're going to do combat world render, or I'm going to call it display, because that's what all the cool kids are calling it, and player. So those are all of our categories, and now we're going to do private. Can't type. So oh wow. Category module category. So there we go. Now we're going to make a constructor public module, and then the parameters of that are going to be string module name, int module bind, and category module category. And we're going to set all the fields at the top, the module name, module bind, and module category, to our parameters of this constructor. So this dot module name equals module name, and this dot module bind equals module bind, and the same for the category. This dot module category equals module category. Okay, now that that's all set up, we're going to make some getters for all of the fields at the top. So, public string get name, and it is going to return the name, obviously, since that's what we're getting. This dot module name. And now public int get bind. We're going to return the module bind. Now the final getter we're going to be making currently is the category getter. So public category get category we're going to return the category. Now that that's all done, we're going to make a boolean that handles whether or not the mod is toggled. So private boolean is toggled. Now we will do a getter for that. So public boolean get toggled, and we will return the is toggled module, or boolean, not module. What am I saying? Return this dot is toggled. So now that that's all set up, we're going to be creating exactly 6 methods, 3 of which are going to be called on the toggle, on the enable, and on the disable of the module. So first let's handle the on toggle method. Public void on toggle. Now this method will be called on the toggle of the module. Public void on enable. This method will be called on the enable of the module, and public void on disable. This one will be called on disable of the module. Wow. Now we're going to be creating 3 methods, one of which will set the state of the mod to true or false, true being on, false being off, and another one toggling the mod, basically setting its state to the opposite of what it currently is, toggling it. And finally, we are going to be making a method that will set the keybind of the module. So first, let's handle the toggling ones. So we're going to do public void set toggled, and there will be one parameter for this, and it'll be boolean should toggle. And now if it should toggle, so if it's going to set it true, then it'll say this dot is toggled equals true. And obviously the only other option is if it's false, so else this dot is toggled equals false. And now on the method, no matter if it sets it to true or false, we're going to call the method this dot on toggle, because it's on the toggle of the module regardless of if it's being set to true or false. And if it's being set to true, we're going to call the on enable method. If it's being set to false, we're going to call the on disable method. Now that that's all set up, we're going to create a method just to toggle the module. So public void toggle module, and it's just going to set the state of the set toggle to true or false. Well, how do we know what to put? How about we just do the opposite of what it currently is? So this dot is toggled. Actually, we'll do this dot get toggled. So basically, this works because it's just, if it's on, then it's going to set the state of the module to false, because that's the opposite of true. Basically, if you don't know that's already the explanation point, it makes it so that it's the opposite of what this dot get toggled is. So if this dot get toggled is true, it'll set it to false, which basically toggles it. And finally, the public void set bind method, and the parameter is going to be int new bind. And basically, we're going to set the keybind this dot module bind equals new bind. So the module bind is now going to be this new bind that we want. That's all. We're done in the module class for this episode, and we're just about done. Now we're going to go into the main Minecraft class, which is under the package net.minecraft.client, and it's right there, minecraft.java. We're going to go Control F or Command F if you're on Mac, and we are going to find Start Game. And you should find a method that is private void start game throws LWJGL exception. And now we're just going to keep scrolling until we find display.setVsync enabled. And we found it. So we're going to go right above that, and we're going to add a to-do. It's basically a little note that makes it easier when you're updating, because you can just find all your little to-dos, and it'll just show you anywhere you've edited out, like the Minecraft source code outside of your client, which makes it a lot easier to update. Because clearly, even though you can just use all, like, copy and paste all your external classes over to the new version, it's not going to carry over the things that you put in Minecraft classes. So that's why this is useful. So to do client, or whatever the name of your client is, we're going to do client.vclient.startClient. So this method is called on the start of the game, which is right now, or right here. So just to show just to show you, it's not going to do anything because we haven't really done anything. We just did very, very basic things this episode. Nothing of any substantial anything. But the client should still start up. And it's just regular Minecraft 1.7.2. By the way, I am running the Optifine one, the Optifine 1.7.2. So if you do want that as your source, I'll leave that in the description. So like once you're done setting up MCP, you can just paste this source into the MCP folder. And that should work fine for you. Yeah, because this one has Optifine, which is pretty good. I get decent frames with it. Oops. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Expect a new tutorial within the next day or two. And we'll hopefully be coding our first mod in that tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you liked the video. And comment giving me suggestions on what mod you want to see first and what kind of client you want to see us code here. And yeah, above all, thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to me. And thank you guys very much for watching. We'll see you all later. Bye!